I am in the southern Dutch town of Tilburg, and I am here for the Red Hair Day festival because I have red hair and I've always wanted to come. I just realised my hair looks a little bit purple or orange. I'm in a tent and the tent's purple, so I'm getting mainly purple light. It's Friday, it's not even the main day. The main days are Saturday and Sunday, and already there are hundreds of ginger people everywhere. And I was really shy because I have come here by myself, but I've only been here for like 20 minutes. I just quickly put my tent up and already 2 people came up to me and spoke to me, and that gave me the confidence. It made me feel like everyone's approachable here. Everyone seems to be friends. We seem to have bonded over this gingerness, and yeah, so I'm very excited. I decided to take it easy this evening and explore the area, and I saw this tower, which is where the group photo would be taken on Sunday, and of course I had to go up it. From here I had a pretty good view of the layout of the whole festival. I could see my little tent, I could see where the campfire was, and I could see all of the marquees that were set up for the festival. By this time I was actually exhausted, so I decided it was time to go to bed. Good morning. It is currently 9:30 in the morning. The next day, I was going to film some clips last night, but honestly I've had no sleep in the last couple of days, so I fell asleep. But it was actually really nice to sleep here. There's been a campfire which was on until, I don't know if it was on until sunrise, and then they turned it off for a bit and then put it back on again because it's still on now, or maybe they kept it going all night, I'm not sure. But there was a campfire and live music and people were happy and singing and talking until the early hours in the morning, and I found it really comforting. It was really nice to go to sleep with that in the background, and I was quite happy in my little tent. There was a little shower, but we survived it. It didn't get too wet in here, and yeah, all in all, I had a really nice night. I used my trousers folded up as a pillow, and I have an inflatable mattress which served its purpose. So yeah, all in all, I'm quite happy. This morning I woke up in a very good mood. I've already had a hot steamy shower, which was really nice. They have caravans here with multiple showers and with hot water, by the way, and toilets, and yeah, so that's why my hair's wet. There's no hair dryers, but I don't use hair dryers anyway, so for me that's not a big deal. So that's why my hair's wet, if you're wondering. When you buy a ticket for this camping site, you automatically get breakfast included. So after I film this clip, I'm going to go and dig in, hopefully find some friends. But before I go, I just quickly wanted to talk about the concept of a ginger festival, because I find it quite interesting. I feel like everywhere I've been to, when people have come together based on what they look like or who they are, it's more in the form of a protest. But I've never been to a gathering like this that doesn't have the aura of protest. And it made me question, are gingers discriminated against, and is there enough representation for gingers? And I feel like in this day and age, gingers are not discriminated against. At least in my experience, I don't feel like I've ever been discriminated against for being a ginger. I mean, a couple of people say, oh, gingers have no souls, but I mean, that's not really a very insulting insult. I don't take it personally, so it's really not the end of the world. But as for the question, is there enough representation of ginger people? I find it quite interesting because in my experience, and obviously I've not seen every cartoon and series and movie in the world. In fact, I've barely seen any. However, of the ones that I've seen, I feel like growing up, a big ginger icon was The Little Mermaid, and she is a beautiful princess. She's a mermaid. She is the sought after person in that film. Everyone loves her basically, apart from the evil people, and she's the good guy. And I don't know, it's just nice representation. And a little bit later along the line, Brave came out with, I think her name's Meredith, with her curly hair and her fierce nature, and She doesn't let anyone control her basically, and she's also a good character. In Toy Story, or is it Toy Story 2? I'm not sure when her character comes in, but Jessie from Toy Story, she's ginger. Again, the sought after partner, the one that Woody wants to be with. It just goes on. Spider-Man's girlfriend MJ, she's ginger. Jessica from Rick and Morty, she's ginger. And everyone wants to be with these people. They are seen as beautiful and sexy and sought after. But if you haven't already noticed, all of the people who I've listed so far have been women, and I don't think it's the same for men. Just to clarify again, I don't watch that many movies, so perhaps I'm missing something, but off the top of my head, when I try to think of ginger men in the media, the villain from The Incredibles comes to mind. Obviously he's the villain, no one wants to be with him, he is just a nightmare. And I don't know if any of you have seen Daria, but even in Daria there is this ginger guy who is spotty and nerdy and creepy, and it's just not very nice representation for ginger people. There is, of course, however, Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. Everyone knows him. He is a good character. At least he's not evil. It's a step up. But it's not like he is the main focus. He's not the main love interest. He's not the most attractive one. He's not the smartest one. Even he is represented as someone from a poor family, and although he has a good heart, for the majority of the film he's not portrayed as the sought after or sexy one. And then if we take a step out of fictional universes and into the real world, I think one of the most famous ginger people is Ed Sheeran, and even him, his whole personality, the way he comes across in the media, he is known for being honest and down to earth. Both amazing, great qualities, but not sexy, not the heartthrob. So I would be interested to know if a ginger man felt like there was a lack of representation for good, sexy ginger men. I don't know, but I just thought it was interesting. Another thing I wanted to say is that within my close family, because I don't really know my extended family very well, but within my close family anyway, my dad is not ginger, my mum was ginger, although, sorry mum, by the time I was old enough to remember what she looked like, she had already started turning blonde, which is the ginger equivalent of turning grey. It is rare for me as a ginger person to see another ginger person, so I don't know, it is very interesting being here, it really is. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go and grab breakfast now. I'll catch you later, bye! So from this point on, I got a little bit nervous to film because I was trying to make new friends and I didn't think it would help my cause if I kept whamming a camera in people's faces. So you're stuck with me doing the voiceover. But I dressed up in orange things, so I made an effort, okay? Anyway, the breakfast was super nice. There were eggs, croissants, bread rolls, jam, Nutella, that sort of stuff, coffee, different types of juices. It was quite delicious. I actually found a group of friends to hang out with, and it's quite funny because this is the only picture I have of us at breakfast time, and they're all looking so cute, smiling, and I'm there with my mouth full, eyes closed, looking like a gremlin, but it's okay, it is what it is. During breakfast, we tried to plan what we were going to do throughout the day. And you might be thinking, Jessica, what activities could there possibly be at a ginger festival? Well, there was actually loads of different activities. For example, portrait painting, where somebody would paint you very quickly, but also another workshop, portrait painting, where they would teach you how to paint portraits yourself. There were tours through the city on a tandem bike. There was laughter yoga, which, not gonna lie, as a onlooker, a passerby, it did look a little bit insane, but I'm sure it was a lot of fun. There was a speed meet and honestly loads more activities that I haven't even named. We made a plan and got going. It's quite funny because dotted around the festival there were sun cream application stations, which I thought was hilarious. Then, at the entrance, there were these stickers with different countries on. I thought it was a really good idea because it was an international festival, and with the stickers, people would know which language they should start talking to you in. They also had stickers that said it was your first Redhead day, so of course I took one of them as well. I did at first only take a United Kingdom sticker, but later on, because I was hanging out with a German group and people kept questioning me. I did end up getting a German sticker as well later on. Then, since there was no queue at the picture taking station, we had our pictures professionally taken. Here's mine. Then we briefly sat down for a few minutes while we were waiting for the next activity to start, and we got approached by these three beautiful sisters who were in beautiful dresses that they'd made themselves. Honestly, they looked like they were going to a wedding. They gave us these custom Red Hair Day lollipops, and then not even a couple of minutes had passed before the next person approached us and gave us all free samples of sun cream. Whilst we were waiting, right next to where we were sitting, a salsa dance lesson started, so we had to get involved. Honestly, I'm not the best dancer and I found it really difficult to keep up, but it was super fun anyway, so I was just happy to be there. And then out of nowhere, a kind of gothic steampunk themed salsa marching band turned up out of nowhere and started playing live music. Okay, so by this time we really didn't have that much time until our workshop began, but I started seeing people walking around with these sunglasses and I could not resist. I thought they looked so funny and cool, so I went and picked some up because they were giving them out for free. And then it was time for our workshop to begin. We were actually waiting for a workshop to start where you could make headbands out of fresh flowers. We all sat there together in a row and we trimmed the fresh flowers to be as short as possible so that we could hot glue them onto the hairband. It was actually really peaceful and chill, and it turned out really beautiful as well. Here's mine. And this is us trying to pose with them. Then, after the workshop, we went back to the store where we got the sunglasses from because they were running an activity where they had printed out so many different types of ginger, different shades of orange, going into brown, going into blonde, all different shades, and you could pick out which shade you thought best matched your hair. You then got a little sticker with your choice. I chose fire, partially because of the colour, but also obviously the name is pretty cool. And then they had this little Instagram photo opportunity where you could pose with all the different shades. By this time, we were all very hungry and it was time for lunch. They had currywurst and other sausages in bread rolls. They had pizza freshly made in a fire oven, and they also had lots of vegan options too. Vegan burgers, vegan burritos, all sorts of things. I chose to get pizza and it was absolutely lovely. They had a drinks bar open as well, and I found it quite funny that they had ginger ale as an option. By this time it was getting on in the day. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'd planned to go on a pub crawl in the evening with the rest of the ginger people. So we decided to take a break, take it easy, go back to our tents, relax a bit, get ready, so that we were ready to go to the pub crawl when it started. At about 6 p.m. it was finally time for us to go on this pub crawl, and it just struck me the amount of ginger people that were really there. There were hundreds of people there, and we all paraded through Tilburg, which was crazy. Like, I was literally trying not to cry because I was just so happy. It was so cool. And I think we went to about 8 bars and we'd booked out all of them. But anyway, how the evening went is in each bar we got a free shot or a snack, and then we got a stamp on our card, and then we moved on to the next bar. I didn't film anything that evening, but I wish I did because it was honestly so fun, and there was an after party afterwards in its own special venue, and even after that I wasn't ready to go back to my tent, so I ended up walking around the city. And after that, when I finally thought it was time to return to my tent and get a good night's rest, it was just so inspiring to return back to the campsite with this rainbow building in the background. Anyway, I slept pretty well and I was really excited to wake up the next day. I had breakfast again with my new group of friends and it was super nice. And then it was time for the big photo. I just wanted to say that tomorrow, when there is a big photo of everyone, every year there is a different colour scheme, and this year is hibiscus rose. It's this colour. The thing is, I couldn't find anything that was this colour apart from this jumper turned inside out, but I think it would be good enough if I just wear this jumper. There were so many ginger people gathering to get into this group photo, and it was so funny because everyone who was not ginger was banished to behind where the cameras were. This is the official 2023 picture of the Redhead days, and I am here I wish I could have hung around on the Sunday after the group photo, but unfortunately I had my train to catch back to Berlin. I'm so glad that I made the effort to go there in the first place, and I met so many really nice, good-hearted people that I'm still in contact with. I'm gonna make it a priority to go next year. I really had an amazing time, so thank you Redhead days. Anyway, my camera's about to run out of charge. I hope you enjoyed coming on this journey with me, and I'll see you soon. By the way, I'm Jess. Bye!